Now, naturally, when I'm talking about power in this way, I'm talking about personal power as it applies to these Western societies that we live in. I'm not talking about some poor soul trapped in Guantanamo Bay being terrorized by military police and tortured for years on end. That's obviously different. I mean, this person obviously isn't willingly relinquishing his power. He's simply caught in the grip of a psychopathic society taken to an extreme degree. So that's something different. And the same can also be said for starving children in Iraq and Afghanistan and Africa and places like this. Obviously these people aren't willingly relinquishing their power. But the situation in all of these countries has ultimately been created through the acquisition of power by others. Because power amongst humanity is in fact supposed to be evenly distributed. For every person that has less power, someone else has more power, and vice versa. Now, we in Western countries have always experienced more individual power than those in poorer countries, simply because we have a higher lifestyle. But the reason Western countries have this higher lifestyle is because they have removed the resources from other countries. Now that most of these countries have been stripped bare and decimated and turned into third world countries, and all the power has been taken from the people, virtually all the power, now the banking cartels that feed on this power, they are now training their eyes on the occupants of the Western countries who have helped accumulate the power from the third world countries, which is all accumulated in these Western countries. Now, when you look at all of the legislations and carbon taxes and things that have been put in place, you see that more and more power is now being taken from Western countries. So eventually, all the power from all of humanity, all of this energy of all the people on the planet will be concentrated into the hands of very, very few people. They will have stolen the entire power of humanity and kept it in their own hands. Then they use the rest of humanity to generate stress and tension and fear and turmoil and hardship, and they feed on that energy. This is the whole Luciferian polarized thing. This is what it literally is. It is an energetic state. It's a type of energy that these people feed on, this psychopathic bloodline. And this is how control is being concentrated, and that's literally what it will end up being like. You'll have a handful of people who have stolen all the power from every single person on the planet, everybody but themselves. And even within the society, the very small handful of people at the top that will hold all the power, even within that society, there will be one dominant factor. And within that person's hands, that one person's hands, will be ultimately control of the entire planet and everybody and everything that exists upon it. This is a very, very well constructed scam, folks, and it's taken a long time to put together. But the system that is in place will eventually create one ruling family on this planet. And this will be done quite out in the open. If we do not remedy this situation and remove this criminal element from power in this world, we will see 99% of the world living in abject poverty and 1% of the world living in the most absolute splendor that could be imagined. And people are being dumbed down to the extent where most of them will just sit back and watch this occur, and once it has occurred, they will sit back and think, well, this is just the way things are. Now, becoming aware of all of this is the key to the whole thing, folks. To be able to discern what's actually going on, to sit back and look at things objectively and watch and be able to understand what's happening, and then to realize that all humanity is equally as powerful and equally as important, and to realize the connection you have with everybody else, this is honestly how to fix the situation. As I've said many, many times on many, many shows, it's all about energy. It's understanding the two different polarities of energy and centering yourself in the correct emotional state. When you are centered in the correct emotional state, you can talk to figures of authority. You can talk to anybody. When you look at every single person on the planet as yourself and realize that they are no better and no worse than yourself, they are no more powerful, they are no less powerful than yourself, and you start to approach people in that manner, and if you are honest and in a state of love and you are in a state of integrity, then you will generate an energy field that literally affects those around you, and you will find it easier to interact with these people. You will find that these people respect you more if you respect them as yourself. If you can fully realize the connection you hold with every single person in creation, with every single person on this planet, with every tree, with every rock, with everything about this earth, the connection you have to the earth, the connection you have to the entire universe, you are part of the whole, part of the self that is the universe. If you can approach every issue with that understanding and in that emotional state, it is the most powerful thing you can do. When you give information to people, if you can be in that emotional state and simply talk to them as competently, as calmly, as eloquently, and as lovingly as you possibly can. Treat everybody in this manner. Make this your reality. Make your reality a reality where everybody has the potential of waking up. They just have to be shaken gently so that they wake up gently, because waking up can be quite traumatic for some people. But no matter what you do, even if you don't wake people up, always be aware of the energetic state that you're in. Always be aware that you are charging the field around you. That is the most important understanding that you can have, because it is by changing the energetic field that we are all connected to that the main awakening in humanity will occur. Because this is the energy that we all draw into ourselves to create reality. Having this understanding is so important, my friends. And having control of your emotions, learning the language of the heart, the language of electromagnetism that you speak every moment of every day. This is one of the most important aspects of reality, and it is also one of the most overlooked. When people truly begin to understand this energy and they learn the importance of it and learn how to harness this energy, this is literally what will change reality. This is literally what will change the world. The concept of even doing this can be very difficult for some people to grasp. And the easiest path to gaining an understanding of this is to live a life without fear. The easiest way to live a life without fear is to look within all people and see that spark within them and realize that that spark is the same as you. For me, that is the easiest way to realize that I am connected to everybody else, and the very essence, intelligence, the animation in that body, the spark of life within every single individual that I look at comes from the same source as that same spark that exists within me. To me, that is the most important understanding a person can have when dealing with other people, because that understanding establishes a link for me. It establishes my connection to that person, to everybody. Understanding that everything within creation simply comes from the same energy source, and that we are each individually responsible for the polarity of that energy source, because this source is replenished by our collective emotions as a species. We are so powerful, folks. We are so powerful in what we do and in what we feel. Every emotion-charged feeling that you have as a human being quite literally charges the field around you.